We're not handsome. We're interesting.
Ouch.
Tama
interesting.
daw, Kuya Kim.
Interesting.
Yes.
We were bored all the time. I'd close my eyes and I would think of me on television being a TV star in 20 years. And I'm going to have nice muscles. And
Grabe.
I learned how to daydream.
Yeah.
Pag natulog ka ng basa ang buhok, mababasa ang unan mo. Pag nabasa ang unan mo araw-araw, magkakaamag yan. Pag nagkaamag yan, ang mahirapan yung lola mo.
Grabe yun. How are you right now, Kuya Kim?
The grief is there, but I'm able to deal with it, not because the grief is gone. It will always stay, but my heart got bigger.
Is the world doing enough to address these problems?
One of the good things that happened with Emman dying is people are talking about mental health now. And the stigma is quietly getting erased.
Going through a very difficult time na ganun, how were you able to stay strong?
I'm not strong. I am weak, but I have someone to lean on to.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Clout Chasers podcast, no? So for today, we have a super talented at saka idol na idol ko to actually, no? So ang tagal na niya dito sa not only in showbiz but also in content creating. He's been through a lot, ups and downs, but he's still here and he's actually very dear to my heart also. So the one, the only, sabi pa ng mga ibang tao kamukha ko daw, Kuya Kim.
Welcome, Kuya Kim. Thank you
Welcome,
po
Kuya
for
Kim,
joining
to the
us.
Clout Chasers podcast.
It's my pleasure, my son. Sabi kasi ng marami, hindi raw siya anak ni Toby Tiangco eh. Anak ko raw siya eh.
Oh,
So we sort of look alike. You know?
Yeah.
But Tommy,
This is Samblan.
meron.
Tommy I've known for a while
Yeah.
already. But Daniel, it's my first time to be with
Nice
you.
to meet you, Kuya Kim.
Pogi ka pala in person, ha?
Online mo?
Online, sakto lang.
Pwede na.
Sakto lang.
Pwede na, Kuya Kim.
Sakto
I
lang,
think that.
yeah.
I was getting a little starstruck
Yeah.
na kanina when I met
Siyempre, Kuya
Ever
Kim
since I
yan.
was a kid, we actually watched.
Pero ito, Kuya Kim, to
Yes, Tommy.
get the ball rolling, no? Like, we have a quick fire Kuya Kim edition for you.
Okay.
Kasi parang you're known for trivias and stuff. So, ito, Kuya Kim, favorite animal of all time?
Snake. Oh, no. Can I change?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It changed eh. Philippine Eagle.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Kuya, if you could be an animal for a single day, what animal would you be?
I'd love to be the Philippine Eagle. Yeah, I've become a Philippine Eagle advocate about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to like snakes and all
Yeah.
those exotics, no. But when I became active with the Philippine Eagle Foundation, of which your Tita Feli is the chairman of the board,
Wow.
I realized and I saw the beauty of that animal face to face, and the importance of taking care of the Philippine Eagle for future generations. Kasi critically endangered eh.
Yeah.
About 700 Philippine Eagles in the wild, no? Malapit na yung maubos. So kailangan talagang tutukan at alagaan.
Sabi nga ng mga tao, mukha daw ang Philippine Eagle.
Actually, mukha kang Philippine Eagle because your nose, if you
Yeah.
turn sideways, ang tawag dyan sa ilong na yan, aquiline.
May ganun?
Aquiline, yeah. Aquiline meaning, in Latin, that means eagle-like.
Oh,
Kasi yung shape
aquiline.
ng ilong mo, parang sa tatay mo,
Actually, a bit.
aquiline. Parang tuka ng eagle.
Wow.
Wow.
Ikaw naman, mukhang snake.
Ikaw, ang tawag dyan sa nose na yan.
I'm year of the snake.
No, ano yan? It's called the button nose. Button nose. And there's nothing wrong with that. The button nose naman is it's very indicative of your Asian lineage. Yan. Ang mga medyo westerner, o may dugong
Yeah.
Kastila, aquiline. Tayo, medyo button nose. Ako medyo in the middle,
Yeah.
in between. Yeah.
Ito naman, Kuya Kim, what is the weirdest fact you know?
The weirdest fact I know,
Yeah.
there are many weird things that are not fit to be talked about
Yeah.
here kasi baka ma-cancel tayo. But there are many weird facts.
Yeah.
Actually, ask me any question. Here. People think that I know a lot of things, that I know everything.
Yeah.
But I don't eh. But you ask me one question, if I don't know the answer, I definitely will tell you one trivia and you'll still be satisfied.
Pero Kuya Kim, how did you
Yeah.
even get into that? Yung parang mga trivia?
Yeah,
Was
like-
it like since before showbiz
Well,
or?
Since before showbiz, when I was your age, I was always into weird trivia.
Okay.
I was always into, I had books then. Then kasi we didn't have internet in the
Yeah.
70s and 80s. We had books.
Yeah.
And I collected some books. The Guinness Book of World Records every year. I had every year.
Yeah.
I had the Book of Lists every year. I I enjoyed science fiction books and books by this weird author named Eric von Daniken. I think his principles are those with ano ba yung religion ni John Travolta?
Yung parang science.
Parang
yung something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
No?
Scientology.
Yes.
Scientology. This author, Eric von Daniken, came out with a series of books. One was Chariot of the Gods and Gods from Outer Space. And the premise was, that in prehistoric times, there were aliens in the world. And these aliens were the ones who put up the Aztec temples. There were batteries that were found to be 1,000,000 years old.
Okay.
That was the whole premise
Wow.
of those series
Yeah.
of books. At a young age, I was mga 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yun ang mga librong binabasa ko. Because I liked trivia, but I didn't like academics.
Yeah.
Bagsak ako sa physics noon at saka sa trigonometry because I didn't like math eh.
Yeah.
But make me read a book on trivia, on things that I like.
You like that a lot.
Ako memorize ko lahat ng mga Guinness
Wow.
Book of World Records tsaka yung mga
Okay.
book of lists.
Grabe.
Yan.
Kuya Kim, Filipinos mahilig maniwala sa mga like myths and stuff like that, or like not just myths but also like pamahiin and stuff.
Yeah.
What's one myth or like some of the myths that Filipinos believe to be true but they're actually not true?
Pag natulog ka ng basa ang buhok,
You'll
mabubulag
wake
ka.
up
O mabubulag ka.
That's so
Extreme
weird.
nun, no?
That's so
Yeah,
weird.
but that's not true.
Yeah.
But it was used by our lolos and lolas to discourage us from doing things that are actually difficult for them.
Yeah.
Pag natulog ka ng basa ang buhok, mababasa ang unan mo. Pag nabasa ang unan mo araw-araw, magkakaamag yan. Pag nagkaamag yan, ang mahirapan yung lola mo.
Grabe yun.
Di ba?
Grabe.
So sinasabi nila, naku, mabubulag ka.
Yeah.
Ganyan. Di ba?
Parang ganun lang.
O kaya,
Yung naggugupit ng kuko sa gabi, Kuya Kim.
ayun. Hindi, ito maganda. Bawal magbayad ng utang pagkagabi. Kailangan umaga.
Yeah.
Inimbento ng mga parents natin at saka ng mga lolo't lola natin para hindi sila sisigilin ng mga Indian National. Di ba? O ng kung sino man ang may utang sila. Balik kayo kinabukasan. Okay. Pagbalik nila kinabukasan, wala na yung
Wala
parents natin.
Yung pasma, yung pagka...
Kuya Kim yun.
pasma.
Lamig,
Pag
pasma.
nagpamasahe, tapos
Okay.
bawal maligo.
Pasma is from the Latin word pasmus, which means tremors. But tremors can be caused by so many things. Hindi dahil naligo ka after you work out. Actually, it is encouraged by science and by coaches and by those who know to actually take a bath, cold bath, after you work out because it's so good for recovery. Pero yung sinasabing, pag naligo ka pagkatapos ka mag-workout, mapapasma ka, that's purely Filipino.
Wow.
It's an old belief of our lolos and lolas that has no basis in fact. Ngayon, pag inisip mo, bakit naman nainisip yan? Nung unang panahon kasi, they were so afraid for us to get sick. Kasi wala silang explanation bakit tayo nagkakasakit eh. So ang dami lang mga theories na mga dahilan bakit tayo nagkakasakit. And many of the theories are false.
Yeah. Debunked yan
So,
dito.
pasma is actually debunked.
Debunked, yeah.
Debunked.
Walang pasma.
After massage.
Maligo ka pagkatapos ka magbasa. Walang kinalaman sa pasma yan. Pero
Yung
sasabihin nung
plancha
nagmamasahe sa'yo, huwag ka munang maligo pagkatapos kasi maluwag pang muscle mo.
Yeah.
Walang ganoon. Maligo ka
Yun, yung
pagkatapos.
plancha after? Ano yun?
No, after you get a massage, di ba
After mag-plancha ka at nainitan
Yeah,
ng kamay
or yun.
mo, wag kang maliligo.
Oo.
Kasi pag nabasa yung nainitan mong kamay, mapapasma ka, manginginig ka. Kaya nanginginig yan, hindi dahil doon sa tubig. Nanginginig yan dahil nangangawit yan after using it for so long.
Oo
Siyempre,
nga naman.
after
Yeah.
mag-workout, mag-heavy squats
Oo.
tayo, medyo nanginginig ka
Yeah.
pagkatapos. That's the cause,
Tama.
hindi yung tubig.
Hindi yun, no? Ito, Kuya Kim, hardest show you've ever hosted. You've hosted so many
The hardest
shows.
show I ever hosted? I enjoy kasi hosting eh. I enjoy hosting eh.
Yeah.
There's no show that I found hard to host. But relatively, it would be news.
Yeah.
Especially my first few weeks doing TV Patrol. Because my story kasi was, I was weatherman for ABS-CBN for about 17 years. Eh. But before I was weatherman, I knew nothing about the weather.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about the weather. So I had to learn it. I took a course in Pagasa. I talked to my sailor friends.
Grabe.
Shout out to Manny Kabili, he's one of them, who knew the weather because they had to know the weather because
Yeah.
they were sailing.
Yes.
So I had to learn how wind affects weather.
Yeah.
And then the course in Pagasa. So I was ready na to be weatherman. And then I remember it was my first 2 weeks as weatherman on prime time
Yes.
in TV Patrol. I was so nervous because prime time then would mean at least maybe 20 million viewers at once.
Wow, that's
So pagka nagkamali ka, may kaba. So ako, I was doing Matanglawin, I was doing the morning show, pero kaunti ang audience nun eh. Ito prime time na. So first few weeks. And I was so intimidated with my co-hosts. I was the junior then eh.
Yeah.
This was 23 years ago eh. Ang mga senior namin doon were Noli De Castro, Ted Filon. Ted Filon, medyo intimidated ako dahil senior sa akin yan. And I so looked up to him eh. At seryoso palagi yan. So hindi ko siya masyadong kilala pa noon. This was the time na pumasok si Milenyo. Milenyo was a signal number 3 storm that nagpaulan ng gusto sa Metro Manila. So bumabagyo sa Metro Manila noon. Grabe. Ako yung weatherman. I knew that they were depending on me for information about Milenyo. At mismo sa studio, pumapatak na yung tubig. Nararamdaman na namin yung hangin sa loob ng studio. It was that strong. So I was so dependent on my data for wind signals, for storm signals, etc. Biglang ang lakas ng hangin, nag-fluctuate ang kuryente. Namatay ang prompter in the middle of my screen.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't ad-lib. Sanay ako mag-ad-lib, but I couldn't ad-lib because I needed my data. I didn't know what to do. So I panicked. I said, back to you, Ted.
Oh, no!
The director, because sinabi ko na yun, had to pan back had to cut to Ted.
Yeah.
Ted didn't know what to say also dahil data yun eh. Sabi ni Ted, So they had to cut. They had to cut to commercial. Nilapitan ako ni Ted pagkatapos.
Confront.
Sabi niya, Kim, do not do that to me.
Sir, would you say that's your favorite live TV memory na rin?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Grabe yun.
But you know what's amazing? Ted became one of my closest friends on TV Patrol. Especially when I was on radio already. He was mentoring me. He became my friend. I respect that guy. And I miss na nga Ted because kaiba na kami ng stasyon eh.
Yeah.
In Channel 5, I'm in GMA 7, but we became such good friends. Yeah.
Kuya Kim, you also had like, I'm sure you had like lots of guestings and other stuff like that related to showbiz. You have one favorite celebrity that you dealt with?
That I guessed
Or surprised you the most?
No, or like in general.
Ann Curtis. It's always a pleasure to be with Ann. She became my inaanak, by the way.
Wow.
I love Ann and Erwan. They're so close to my heart. But when you work with Ann Curtis, you feel her charm and her professionalism. So professional.
Yeah.
I remember one time, she volunteered because fan ni Gong Yu yan eh.
Yeah.
And they say kasi that I look like Gong Yu.
Ito naman, sir.
Oh, ikaw din yun. Pareho tayo. I remember that time kasi I was trending on Twitter, on social media, and people were tagging me all the time with Gong Yu, Gong Yu, Gong Yu. And then I realized, ay, kawig ko nga.
Ang daming kamukha ni Kuya
In certain angles, kamukha ko nga.
Grabe.
So I started making memes. Making memes of me and Gong Yu.
Yeah.
Nag-trending.
Yeah.
Nasakyan ko, nag-trending. And then nakita nung management company ni Gong Yu.
Wow.
And they were connected with View Philippines, I remember. This was 15 years ago. I got an email saying, would you like to go to Hong Kong to meet Gong Yu?
Yeah.
So I was given audience to a fan meet in Hong Kong. Sabi ko, so I told Ann. I said yes, of course. No? I told Ann, sabi ni Ann, uy, can I join you? Naku, but sabi ko, there's only room for 2 people.
Yeah.
For 3 people. My cameraman, my writer, and then me.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, Ann, and then I pinaalam ko. And then they did some research, nalaman nila na Ann sort of has a crush on Gong Yu.
Yeah.
And Ann is such a big star eh.
Yes.
They're very conscious of who Gong Yu is connected with. Eh. So nakita nila, ni-reject. Hindi raw pwede si Ann. Sabi ko, Ann Curtis yan, ni-reject niyo. Ang ginawa namin, I made Ann my PA.
Galing
Oh,
nun.
wow.
Hindi alam ng mga
Ang
taga
galing
Hong Kong
nun.
yun eh.
Yeah.
So ginawa kong PA. Ang designation niya, production assistant ni Kuya Kim. So we all went to Hong Kong. And then, ito na. Finally, pupunta na kami Ann was so excited because she was going to meet Gong Yu. And then, pagdating namin doon, my gosh, only 2 people allowed in the van with Gong Yu. That's my cameraman and me. Sabi ko, can't my PA come? No. They're very strict.
Yeah.
Hindi nakapasok si Ann.
Oh.
Doon sa, imagine she traveled all the way from Manila to Hong Kong to meet Gong Yu. Hindi pinayagan. Sabi ko, my gosh, how am I gonna tell Ann? Hirap no? So I devised a way. Sabi ko, alam ko na. Nagdala ko ng sombrero. Sabi ko, so I was in touch with Gong. I was interviewing Gong Yu already. This is a gift from my PA, Ann Curtis. Please wear it.
Yeah.
And then he was able to give a note to Ann. But I was so shy to Ann because she traveled all the way to Hong Kong. Hindi niya nakilala si Gong Yu. But Ann is so gracious, as I said, no, okay lang sa kanya. We were having dinner that night in a restaurant in Hong Kong. Biglang pumasok si Gong Yu.
Wow.
And then nakita niya. They were side by side. And then dun sa isa pang fans day, nandun din siya. And then in her own time, without me na, she was endorsing Louis Vuitton, and then she was able to endorse it with Gong Yu.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But my point here is, Anne is just so gracious.
Yeah.
Yung okay lang lahat. Pinakamadaling katrabaho, pinaka-suabe, pinaka-magaang. Yeah. Yun lang.
And na-realize ng mga tao na mas pogi pala si Kuya Kim kay Gong Yu.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yun yung takeaway
Nung
doon.
pinagtabi kami ni Gong Yu, nakita ng mga tao, ay, magkahawig nga sila. Pero lamang ng kaunti si Kuya Kim because Kuya Kim has more sex appeal.
Yes, definitely.
boy!
Definitely.
In my imperfection, meron palang nakatagong
May
sex appeal
appeal.
dyan.
Oo, tama.
At ganyan ka rin.
Sa imperfection nakatago yung sex
Hindi ka
appeal.
ganun kapogi.
Pero sobra-sobra yung...
Pero may appeal ka. Yeah.
Yun ang pipiliin natin. Oh, ano sasabihin mo? Ito, Kuya Kim, which is harder for you? Hosting live or memorizing trivia? Because you love both eh.
I would say I like hosting live. Yeah. Memorizing trivia, that's easy for me because in my almost 25 years of doing this, if I retain only 10% of what I've done, that's a lot na in my memory bank eh. And my short-term memory is very good eh. So it's easy for that. But I enjoy hosting live because the adrenaline makes me do things that are outside the box eh. And if I don't memorize it, I come up with something that's of value because it's live eh. I like live because the adrenaline brings out.
You're on your toes eh.
I'm on my toes all the time and I'm sharpest when it's live. Yeah.
Kuya, how did you come up with the name Kuya Kim? Like, if it wasn't your nickname, what would it be? Follow-up question.
No, it's funny nga because a lot of politicians, they want to be called Kuya or whatever, ng bayan, etc. But Kuya is a name that is bestowed on you that you cannot invent. I cannot call myself Kuya and you guys are gonna call me Kuya.
Yeah.
You call me Kuya because you feel that I am Kuya. That's what a lot of politicians don't know. They want to be called Kuya like this, Kuya like that. But you'll never be called Kuya unless they see you as Kuya. That happened purely organically. This is what happened. I was Kim Atienza in my first few years in the morning show. And then in that morning show, Magandang Umaga Bayan, there was Kuya Julius, Kuya Erwin Tulfo. Everyone was Kuya. I was Kuya. So nasanay sila, couple of years just calling everyone Kuya and all the females ate.
Yeah.
And then after 2 years, nag-reformat ang show. They changed cast. Ako ang naiwan.
So
And
it's stuck.
nasanay na sila na Kuya. Ako, naging Kuya Kim ako. Kuya Kim.
Okay.
But still, no, they comfortably called me Kuya Kim after many years. I would say after maybe 5 to 10 years of constantly watching me on television, doing my bit and doing my trivia, naging regular na. Yung Kuya became part of my name. It's such a part of my name that even my dad calls me Kuya nga eh. Kuya Kim.
Sobrang dikit talaga.
Pero grabe din yung nickname na Kuya, no?
Kasi
I
usually,
only realize now
It's a term of respect
Yes.
that cannot be contrived. You cannot invent that and call myself Kuya. You call yourself Kuya.
Yeah.
Your staff will call you Kuya. But will the public call you Kuya?
I only realized now when Kuya Kim was saying na, yun nga, with the change cast and everything, but it's stuck. Like, you can't just randomly say that you want to be called Kuya.
Yeah, try tell them to call you Kuya Toby. O Kuya Tommy.
Awkward, di ba?
Awkward.
At saka, parang usually nga pagka-friends ng parents ko, tawag ko Tito. But for some reason, pag si Kuya Kim, hindi ko matawag na Tito Kim eh.
I've been, ilan beses na ako, like,
I'm your dad's
from when
age,
we
ha?
started.
I'm probably older than Toby.
60 ka na ba, sir?
I'll be 16 5 months. So approximately 60.
Okay, yeah. I think 1 year. But here, Kuya Kim, let's talk about naman family life.
Sure.
So, everyone knows Kuya Kim kasi as a TV personality. But who is Kuya Kim Atienza at home?
At home?
Like, how would you describe yourself?
I would say that I am what I am wherever I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with my kids, I'm a trivia guy. I'm very public. I'm the fun. Tita Feli is the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I'm the fun dad.
Yeah.
The kids grew up. We would have fun together. They're more afraid of their mom actually
Medyo same in our household, diba?
than me. I was also full of trivia, and I was very public.
Yeah.
I would like to take pictures of my kids, my family, etc., etc. And they hated that because my kids are very private.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah. But I am in my family the Kuya Kim that you know in public.
Yes, but even now, actually, Kuya Kim, parang sobrang alike mo nga with how we see you on TV. Especially, it's my first time meeting you.
Talaga? No change naman.
For me, like, or sobrang
Ganun
slight
talaga
lang.
no?
Kasi there's a lot of people you meet
Yeah.
na they're very different from how they are on TV compared to
In
in person.
person.
But
I think I am what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like when Kuya Kim joke kanina while I'm not even sure if it was a joke. When I was
Yeah.
wiping my face, he was like, gusto mo na makeup?
Oh,
That was
mag-share
not, that was
pa
not
ng
a
makeup.
joke. That's not a joke. Because I bring my makeup kit all the time.
I can't tell. It's so...
Yeah.
Kailangan pa ng makeup yung pogi na yan, Kuya Kim?
Hindi,
na.
my makeup is not to make myself more pogy.
Yeah.
Because hanggang dyan na lang yan eh.
Oh.
My makeup is for the shine. Because the shine is distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets man.
Di naman ako pogi, but I want to look presentable.
Right, sure.
And that's the good thing that we have now, the three of us.
Yeah.
Because we're not handsome. But we're not ugly either. We're interesting.
Tama do, Kuya Kim. Yes.
And the key now to social media, to being online, and even television, is to be interesting. When I look at that face, do I stick to that face? Of course, the handsome ones, they stick to, or the
Yes.
beautiful ones, they stick. But you don't have to be handsome. You can be interesting. Or you can be sobrang ugly, and they stick to you as well. So it's extreme. And we're not sobrang ugly, we're sakto lang. But we are interesting.
Ito, Kuya Kim. Also, like, since we were talking about family life and your wife, Tita Feli, diba?
Yeah.
So, she's been incredibly successable in her own career.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel having, like, a boss wife at home?
Ay, nako. I enjoy it.
Enjoy it naman.
I enjoy it. I have no ego
Yeah.
when it comes to my marriage with Tita Feli. When I married her, I was attracted to her because I knew that she was already solid. I like strong women. She already had a beautiful career. She had life savings already. She was established already, and she was very confident. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. As far as some men kasi
Threatened din.
threatened and they feel like,
yung ego nila.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's good.
Because if not for your Tita Feli, I would not have been brave enough in the first few years of my marriage to reinvent myself and do something new, something uncharted.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a politician.
A counselor, no?
I was a counselor in Manila. That's when I met your dad.
Yes.
Your dad would meet with my family, with my dad. We'd go out in Malate, etc. But my career was towards my family's career. But I realized it's not for me. I realized I wasn't happy and I wasn't doing my purpose. I wanted to shift to television, which is my purpose. But how could I have done it without the courage, knowing that if I fail, and the chances were quite big then,
Yeah.
Feli was there to back me up.
Wow.
Kasi kung todo nakadepende sa akin ng pamilya, I'd be more careful
Yes.
with my moves and my
Yeah.
choices. But I was brave then.
Yeah.
Because alam ko, if I fail, may Feli eh.
It
May
gave you a
backup.
chance to chase your passion. Right?
Yeah. Gave me the courage and the backup.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ito, Kuya Kim, also, like, parang I feel like seeing you and Tita Feli, parang I can tell na maganda yung balance nyo. But what's one thing that you could admit na like she's better at than you?
A lot of things. A lot of things. Her knowledge of finance.
Yeah.
If you leave the finance of the family to me,
Yeah.
I'll spend everything on motorcycles and animals.
Yeah.
But because she's so good in finance, she makes the family money grow.
Yeah.
Whatever I earn, I give to her. She keeps it, makes it grow. If it were me, laspag yan. Ubus
Medyo
yan.
gastos lang. na
Oh,
bebe.
ubus yan.
Yeah.
And then another thing is, my EQ is Feli's IQ is very high.
Yes.
Meaning
Very
academically,
intelligent, no?
she summa cum laude, valedictorian in high school, took up her master's. Her average was 4.
She keeps studying, no, Kuya Kim?
She likes to study.
Yeah,
She's had
grabe.
my wife is a UPenn graduate,
Wow.
and then took up her master's in nutrition in Tufts, and then took up another master's which she finished just a few weeks ago in Harvard for nutrition, public health. So she likes studying because her IQ in academics is so high. But I would say that my IQ in academics is not that high, but my EQ
Yeah.
is high, quite
Wow.
high.
Usually pag guys, diba, it's more like IQ.
EQ.
But
IQ
no,
and EQ.
lower EQ if it's guys usually.
No, my EQ is quite high. I get along with people. I get along. I can read circumstances very well. I'm able to adjust
Yeah.
and blend in.
Yeah.
That's
Walang
EQ eh.
ego eh.
But
Oh, yun
this
talaga.
this I found out with Feli. Her AQ is higher than mine. What is AQ? AQ is adversity quotient. How is she during times of stress and how is
you
she
deal
able
with problems.
to cope? I saw this with Emman kasi.
Okay.
When Emman was sick, with what happened to Emman, Feli's AQ is so high that she doesn't flinch and she does what needs to be done without getting affected by emotion.
Grabe.
My EQ is lower. So we get along that way.
Yeah.
And Feli also is totally different from me. There's her line of work. I totally can't relate to.
Yeah.
When she talks about finance, when she talks about stockbroking, when she talks about her thing,
Yeah.
it's French to me. And I like it because I learn.
Yeah.
When I talk about showbiz, when I talk about hosting, when I talk about the news, she listens. It's totally new to her as well. So together, we're good.
Ganda.
Kuya Kim, of course, this is the good part of your marriage, of your family. Was there ever a time na parang your marriage got shaken to its core, na yanig?
Of course, there's no marriage that has no yanig. You tell me a marriage that has no yanig, they're liars.
Yeah. That's true.
Of course not. Especially being married for 25 years. We're celebrating a silver anniversary in a few months.
Oh, congrats.
25 years. There's a lot.
Congrats.
A lot.
What-
It's seasonal yan. I would say the hardest for me was, hindi ko na inintay na ikaw magtanong.
Yes,
Inuna
go.
kita. The hardest for me would be the first years of marriage when she got in conflict with some members of my core family, my real family, which is my mom, my dad, my sisters, my siblings. No, for some reason there was conflict, and I stayed in the middle because very Filipino. For me, my family is my old family and your family and this family. We're one big family now.
Yeah.
Then I learned the biblical principle of leave and cleave, and I learned it the hard way. What is leave and cleave? When you are one with your wife, you become one flesh. So you leave your old family, you continue to honor them, but you leave them, you cut yourself off from them, and then you cleave with your wife as one flesh. You become one. Meaning, yung mga sinasabi ng mga pare during wedding ceremonies na kahit mali ang misis mo, dun ka sa misis mo. Totoo yun. So whatever decision she makes, you think in your mind that it's wrong, you stick with your wife all the time.
For better or for
For
worse.
better or for worse. I stayed in the middle during that time of conflict. And my gosh, Freddy felt so betrayed. And I totally understand why. And I totally understand that principle of leave and cleave, which you guys have to learn as well. We love our parents, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We love our parents. We love our siblings. That's our family now. But when you have a new family and you start one with your wife, that is your core family. The old family, you continue to honor by giving them respect, being there for them. But in terms of priority, it's your new family.
Definitely.
And it starts by leaving the comforts of your old home and starting your new home.
Yeah.
Kahit mas maliit.
Okay. And Kuya Kim, since you mentioned your parents, would you say na today you still seek advice from your father?
Of
or
course.
mas ikaw na nagbibigay ng advice?
Sometimes he gets advice from me.
Wow.
Especially with
okay.
social media because
Yeah.
it's a new thing.
Oo nga naman.
The algorithm is so active on Facebook. Bira nga ng bira ng kung sino-sino.
Oh,
But
definitely
yes,
we've
no
been
more,
there.
no more filters because he's 84 already. But I teach him
Yeah.
how to go about the technicals of the algorithm. But I seek advice from him,
Yeah.
especially with life matters.
Life matters.
Life matters. Yeah.
Kuya Kim, life matters. Parenting naman more than being a husband. What's your best experience or like what stage of parenting did you enjoy the most?
When my kids were small,
Babies.
Yung
babies.
Masaya talaga.
Yeah, not babies, toddlers.
Oh,
Babies mahirap, matrabaho yun eh. When they were 4, 5, 6, ay nako,
sweet spot.
I owned them.
yeah.
I can tell them anything. They always looked up to me. I would carry them and be with me. I can be with them. I would sniff their heads and I would give them kisses and
Yes.
all that. And they allowed me.
Mm-mm.
When they became adolescents, alana.
Wala na.
Alana. Ay nako, I had to ask permission, especially with my girls.
Yeah.
I had to ask permission all the time. They felt invaded, their safe space.
Yeah.
Nung panahon natin, walang safe space
Oo,
eh.
oo.
Ngayon, they're very conscious of
Yeah.
their safe space. Whenever I would enter their room, I had to knock,
Mm-mm.
ask permission. But when they were toddlers, wala, akin
Kahit
kayo.
ano lang, no?
Akin kayo. But you know what's amazing? My son, Jose,
Yeah.
who's more or less your age, no? Well, he's 24,
Mm.
has stayed sweet.
Wow.
Has stayed
Yeah.
sweet. And I love Jose because when he's bored, when he's driving, he calls me and we chat.
Yeah.
So we chat almost every day. And that's a good thing because he lives in Boston.
Mm-mm.
And he has his own life, his own house there, his own job.
Yeah.
But he still finds time to call me when he's bored. And that's a good thing.
Grabe, almost every day, Kuya Kim, nakakapagtawag pa siya. That's very nice.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
My girls, Emman when she was alive, Eliana,
Yeah.
are focused on their lives in the States, and I respect their space.
Yeah. And Kuya Kim, parang kitang-kita naman like even on social media, your kids are also very talented, matatalino rin sila. But growing up in a household wherein Tita Feli and you guys are both very smart. Were you guys strict when it came to grades? Like both
Feli
of you?
was.
Okay.
Feli was. I was not.
Yeah.
Because as I said, bopol ako nung academics ko eh. I became smart in college talaga after college. But Feli is because she was brought up that way,
Yeah.
and she was able to get in an Ivy League school, was valedictorian in ISM. She was able to she was able to teach my kids good study habits. That's why they became who they are.
Galing rin.
Eliana went to UPenn
Wow.
and was summa cum laude.
Wow.
And Jose went to Tufts, also a difficult school to get into, and excelled also in his academics.
Kung not grades, Kuya Kim, what were the parang areas of life or like facets of life that you were more strict about with your kids?
I was strict about. I was not a strict dad. I would guide them. I would tell them because I knew that the strictness was coming from the mom. There's no more need for my strictness because I knew that Feli was strict.
May balance.
Para may balance. Kung strict si Feli and then strict din ako, ubus na. Wala nang. My kids would end up with di ba?
Oh.
No more fun.
Yeah.
May favorite ka ba, Kuya Kim, na anak?
Of my 3 kids.
Yes.
Each kid is interesting in their own right.
Yeah.
I can't say favorite eh. Towards the last few years of Emman, I was favored towards Emma because we knew that she was not well.
Yeah.
No? Siyempre, I was focused on her. Pero I enjoy my kids differently. Si Jose something else.
Yeah.
Jose is a pilot, a rescue diver, a first responder, a boxer. He's like a renaissance man.
Wow.
He did his full Ironman.
Grabe.
His full Ironman last week. And he finished at 11 hours. And that's quite good for a full Ironman.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how Jose has diversified and has become a jack of all trades, master of many.
Wow.
And he's good at his work. He has his own life already in the States and all that. Eliana naman, brainiac. My gosh. Very nonchalantly, she was graduating na from UPenn.
Yeah.
Just to get in UPenn is already so difficult. Ivy League yan eh. We just wanted her to graduate. Kasi nga, she got into trouble with the school because she was protesting for Palestine.
Yeah.
We thought that she was going to get kicked out. Eh. She put us in the news. No?
Yeah.
And then very nonchalantly, when we went there, we were just so happy she was going to graduate.
Yeah.
She was just, we didn't even know, very casually.
Yeah.
Papa, Mama, by the way, I made summa cum laude. Gosh, summa cum laude. That means all her tests were perfect.
That's crazy.
Everything she did was 4. Everything she did was perfect. And considering the fact that she lost a sister,
Yeah.
and she was in trouble pa with the school for protests, yet summa cum laude. I'm proud of Eliana that way. She's my academic rock star.
Yeah. And Kuya Kim, kahit different yung mga kids mo, I'm sure parang you see parts of you in each of them, no?
Yes.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Galing.
Jose nga, I remember, a few years ago, sabi niya, Papa, when I was growing up, I told myself, I don't want to be like Papa. Whoa. But now that I'm here and I'm this age, I realize that I've become you. Whoa, nakaka-touch, di ba?
Oh.
Kids kasi growing up, they don't want to be like their parents. Eh?
Yeah.
But when they realize the good sides of their parents, they actually want to be.
Definitely.
Like, I didn't force Jose to be an Ironman,
Yeah.
but he got into triathlon by himself and he excelled as Ironman.
Yeah.
Ano din, Kuya Kim, more than, wait, another question. I think more than the ordinary or the massa looking up to you, I'm sure there's also like lots of parents looking up to you, especially dads. Do you have an advice for the mga up and coming dads or like
Parenting lesson.
parenting?
Of
Like,
course,
if there was
yeah.
one single piece of advice.
Okay. My advice to dads who are boomers like me, our kids are not like us. We cannot use the standards that we followed, that our parents did to us, to discipline kids nowadays. What worked for us do not work for them. Not because the kids are weaker. No, because the kids are different. You guys are different. If I was brought up a certain way with harshness and very strict,
Yeah.
The kids nowadays are smart. We have to be able to reason with
Ibang
you
generation, no? Yeah.
and with a lot of positive reinforcement and a lot of guidance. Yeah.
Mm.
The harshness and the strictness that work with us
Yeah.
does not normally work with you guys.
And with
Not because the
yeah.
kids are weak,
Yeah.
because the kids are different.
Different talaga.
Different. If the factors nowadays were put in our place, baka mas naging problematic kami. Or mas naging depressed kami.
Yeah. And talking about parenting, Kuya Kim, if it's okay lang with you,
Yeah.
we'd love to talk about Emman. How are you right now, Kuya Kim?
It's been 10 months already since Emman passed. The grief is there, but I'm able to deal with it, not because the grief is gone. It will always stay in my heart, but my heart got bigger. Meaning whatever happened, whatever hole it put in my heart is now filled with purpose. And the purpose of Emman is kindness
Yeah.
and mental health. And God has given me the opportunity to be able to fulfill that purpose that Emman was very passionate about.
And I see it every day, Kuya Kim, kasi when I see your mga posts, like every so often it would be a post like in honor of Emman.
Yes.
And it's such a good thing kasi parang you're able to celebrate her life also.
Yeah,
So,
my Mondays with Emman.
yeah, grabe yun.
Hashtag Mondays with Emman.
Yeah.
Basta every Monday of my life, I'm going to give honor to Emman with my social media. I'm going to be in social media all my life. I'm a public person. And every Monday of my social media will be about my daughter.
Yeah.
About Emman and what she stood for.
Definitely.
Kuya Kim, I've never had actually parang a close relative who's died na unexpectedly for me. Is it true what they talk about with grief na since you mentioned grief kanina na it's like a box and then there's a ball inside. So it never really wait, how do you put it into words? Parang the grief never really goes away, but then the ball inside just gets smaller and then it just keeps bouncing inside. And but you mentioned that
Yes,
your
so
heart got bigger, which is surprising.
Yeah, my metaphor is just different, but it's the same thing. Your grief will never leave you because I will never unlove Emman.
Yes.
I love Emman all my life. And grief is love that is not fulfilled. I want to love her, but she's gone. So therefore, the grief is going to be there. I will never stop loving Emman. But will it be as painful? No. Because the walls of my heart got bigger and bigger. As it bounces, when the waves come, the impact is not as painful anymore.
Yeah.
It's been written about also that grief comes in waves. It's true. It's not linear. You do not expect someone who's grieving to be okay because it's already been a year.
Yeah.
Some people I know have lost kids or people close to them for decades and they're still grieving.
Parang ganun yun no, Kuya Kim?
Yeah,
Hindi
because
siyang-
it comes in waves.
Yeah.
Today, I'm okay. But maybe tomorrow, when I remember something about Emman, I'll be back to square one. Again, but I deal with it quite well
Yeah.
because I found purpose. What happened to Emman is not anymore ugly, but it's turning out to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing, Kuya Kim, na you hope people can remember her for, what would it be?
Emman was bold. Emman was unafraid. And Emman had, early on, was hurting.
Yeah.
Yet, she was there present for those who are hurting as well.
Grabe.
I didn't know. I just found out after she died that she was actually ministering and helping kids who were depressed. And she was also depressed. She was sick. Yet she was there for kids. She was DMing kids who were sick. She was there for kids who were bullied. She was there for kids who just wanted company. Despite the fact that she was hurting.
Yeah.
I call it the ministry of presence. She was present all the time. And I'd like to be that also for kids who are going through a lot of things.
Often, Kuya, of course, when someone dies, people, or when someone passes on, people usually say na they're in a much better place. Or what do you have to say about that?
For one to say it to someone who's grieving, don't. It doesn't help. But for myself, I believe that she's in a better place. Mainly because who am I to judge God's grace and God's goodness and God's love for him to have met my Emman in the final seconds of her life.
Yeah.
And all it takes was for Emman to say, Jesus, I need you.
Yeah.
You know? It's not for me to judge. But I know because of my faith that God has used Emman and God will take care of Emman and God loves Emman more than I love Emman.
And And Kuya Kim, like talking about faith also, going through a very difficult time na ganun, how were you able to stay strong and paano hindi na shake yung faith mo?
People say that Kuya Kim, you're so strong.
Yeah.
Of course not. I'm not strong. I am weak. My faith has been shaken to the roots.
Yeah.
There's nothing more painful than what my family went through. And am I strong? No, I'm not strong. But I have someone to lean on to. I have Jesus to lean on to. If not for my Lord, I'd be lost. I probably would want to follow Emman. But because I have someone to lean on to, at the darkest, most painful times in my grief, I just felt His presence supernaturally. That He was comforting me. He was lulling me to sleep. I'd close my eyes and I felt Jesus
Yeah.
in a deeper level.
Yeah.
Mainly because He comforts those who are brokenhearted and He saves those who are crushed in spirit. And I felt that.
I couldn't agree more.
I felt that. When I was at my lowest, when we accept Jesus, we're not promised that life will be good. Life will be hard. There'll be a cross that you have to follow, that you have to carry. But the difference is, when you carry it with Him.
Yeah, He's with you.
He is with you. At my darkest, He was with me.
Grabe. That's heavy, yeah. But Kuya Kim, would you say
Yeah.
people started to treat you differently after everything that happened? Did it help, or sometimes ba parang
This is what
mas
happened.
naalala mo lang?
Kuya Kim, the trivia guy, is still the same. I'm household name na naman eh. But kids treat me differently now, and they see me as safe space. Parang when they're going through something and they cannot tell their parents, they tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why? I'm not an expert in mental health.
Yeah.
I failed nga eh.
Yeah.
Emman passed away eh. And I realized what it is. They see me as someone with street creds. Street
Yeah.
creds. Someone who's been through the pain.
Definitely though.
Someone has seen the darkness, has been in the darkness.
Yeah.
And that's why they...
And guys, I'd share lang my personal experience with Kuya Kim. So parang recently kasi, I feel like nung bago pa lang ako sa social media, things got, it could get messy, diba? It can get overwhelming with the bashing and the fake news and everything. So parang I remember pa, it was my parents who told me, well, Kuya Kim reached out to my parents asking na if I wanted to talk to him, and parang naging mentor ko na rin si Kuya Kim kasi he's been one of the people who's really been there for me through my journey as a content creator. So I can definitely say na, yeah, parang totoo yung na sinasabi niya. I really see it. So thank you again, Kuya Kim.
Yeah,
Just
it's my
wanted to put it
pleasure,
out there.
Tommy.
So, yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Kuya Kim, mental health conversation is parang super prevalent these days. But
Yeah.
do you think not just the Philippines, but is the world doing enough to address these problems related to mental health?
The good thing about the world now is people are more open to talk about it. The conversations are... One of the good things that happened with Emman dying is people are talking about mental health now.
Yeah.
And the stigma is quietly getting erased.
Yes.
There are still people in authority who think that it's bad, that you're crazy, and that the stigma's there. No? But people are more aware. Kids are more bold in making contra.
Yeah.
And the stigma of mental health is becoming less and less and less. But the sad part is, although it's being talked about,
Yeah.
the number of professionals addressing the problem is so small. Konti. For instance, I saw data coming from the University of the Philippines. The front line for mental health professionals is your guidance counselor in school.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
They're the first professionals that's able to handle
Yes.
a mental illness. Ideally, there has to be at least 300 students per guidance counselor. That's ideal. So medyo mabigat na yan. Full load na yan.
Yeah.
One guidance counselor, 300 students.
Grabe. Oo nga, no? Putting it in...
Yan ang maximum ideal.
Yeah.
You know how many there are in the Philippines? You know the ratio in the Philippines?
How many, sir?
One guidance counselor for 15,000 students.
Gosh, wow.
So that's guidance counselor
Yeah.
pa lang. And then based on that study, I saw also that 1 out of 4 kids, that's 25%, has had suicidal ideations in their life. Meaning there's so many of you guys that are prone to it. And out of 10 kids, 9 who are already suicidal, would never talk to the parents
Gosh.
So they
Yeah.
need a guidance counselor
Yeah.
talaga.
or
More.
their peers.
Yeah.
Their peers. They would open up to a friend, to their classmate,
Mm.
to someone close to them who's more or less their age,
Yeah.
but never to the parents. So what is the solution? The solution is to equip the peers
Yeah.
to be safe space.
Yeah.
Equip the peers to be able to know what to do in case there is something that happens like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mga mental health awareness.
And parang I think may
Yeah.
Harvard study rin na at least 1 out of 2 talaga suffer with some form of
Mental
mental
illness.
health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi parang tsaka it's the generation. Would you say, Kuya Kim, it's also the generation
Yes.
today with social media and
Yes.
how everything
for
Definitely.
sure, social media
Diba?
is a
Yun
big
talaga
factor.
Definitely. I'll give you an example. I'm very active in the digital space
Yeah.
because I'm public. So I'm there, nakababad.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I know that that's not real life. My real life is outside of social media. I have my family, I have my friends, I have my hobbies, I have my work.
Yeah.
And social media is part of it, but it's not it.
Yeah.
You guys, you're digital natives. When you were born, the social media was there already.
Fair
So therefore, in your mind, whatever happens in social media is your life.
Yeah.
Another example, my generation, the Gen Xers and the Boomers,
Yeah.
we learned how to deal with boredom. We were bored all the time.
I can imagine.
You just
no?
have to accept.
Walang games, walang
games.
social media, walang
And
tawag.
that
hirap.
made us resilient.
Yeah.
I remember I would commute. My parents would bring me to Rustans.
Yeah.
Because Love Bus, yung mga aircon bus to UP,
Oo.
they were all parked there. I take the Love Bus, and then it will take about an hour from Ayala to UP. There was nothing to do in the bus.
Yeah.
I couldn't read the book kasi may hilo ka eh.
Mm-mm.
There were no phones. What did I do? I close my eyes. I think of my crush. And I would think of how my crush may have said something that may indicate that she liked me.
Daydream na.
Daydream.
Grabe.
Oo.
Daydream is a skill. And I would think of me on television being a TV star in 20 years. And I'm going to have nice muscles. And
Grabe.
I learned how to daydream.
Yeah.
And that works. That works because I was able to get my dopamine the natural way. You guys, no more.
Grabe yun.
Because you have to look at your phone all the time for your dopamine. Fine if you see something nice.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you get bashed, you see something nasty.
Yeah.
So instead of healing, instead of getting your dopamine,
Worse.
you get depressed and depressed and depressed and depressed. And you're prone to depression mainly because you're digital natives.
And aside then from the bashing na Kuya Kim, kasi sometimes, kung hindi man siya bashing, for most people, it's like false information or...
negative stuff din.
You know what it is also? The negative stuff also is done on purpose. Especially when it's political season. You know the science of trolling? The trolls are not real people. And you have to put that in your head.
Yeah.
Yung mga nagbabash sa'yo,
Yeah.
mga troll yan.
Yeah.
This is how trolling works,
Yeah.
okay? There are professional PR agencies that troll for a fee. Meaning, you're a politician. And I'm a PR agency. You pay me 20, 30, 40 million pesos. What I'll do for you is all my trolls, when election time comes, will build you up. Lahat ng mga comment mo, boom! Lahat yan, puro mga... But how do the trolls become human? So pre-election, 3-4 years before elections, now, they get artistas or they get public personalities. Nagkamali ka.
Yeah.
Nagkaroon ka ng conflict with whatever. You see all these trolls now talagang
Yeah.
hating on you.
Babanatan ka.
Babanatan ka. Rage bait yan eh. Because they seem to be real people. People start following them.
Yeah.
People react to them. By election time, in 1 or 2 years, they have 300 followers
They
na.
literally grow on hate.
They grow on
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah.
And it's done on purpose. It's only one person operating trolls of maybe 50.
Yeah.
And are they really pissed off with you? No, they're not.
Trabaho lang.
Trabaho lang yun eh.
They don't even
Kasi
know
pagdating
you.
ng kampanya, papalitan ko ngayon yung pangalan ko. Hindi na ako K-pop o hindi na
Yeah.
ako, ano na ako, pro ganyang politician na
Yeah.
ako ngayon.
Yeah.
That's how trolls work. And they do it for a fee. That's why all the troll operators, your payment will be so heavy. It will be generational because of all the kids
Yeah.
that you've hurt and that you've killed.
Grabe. Yeah.
Kaya kung troll kayo and you have a certain
Stop
following,
it.
just
Yeah.
do it for
Yeah.
actually for the better, right?
And actually, Kuya Kim, talking about yung how social media also affects mental health, I'd say my own personal experience, there was a time kasi I was consumed by social media. Being a content creator, I was always there. Kasi passion ko yun eh. But at the same time, when negative things were happening, hindi ko siya makontrol. And I felt like my world was collapsing. But when I took a break from it, sabi ko, like what you said kanina, hindi to yung buhay ko eh. There's a world, there's a life outside of it. And being able to take a break from that reminded me na ang dami pa pala ng nangyayari sa buhay ko. There's like, aside from businesses, my friends, my
and
family.
that time, we actually started to tell you then, diba, na
Yeah,
parang you're slowly going back. Not naman that you left it, but it was parang...
I wasn't present when I was there.
Something like that eh. Kuya Kim, you said kanina na there's lots of people or like lots of kids in general going up to you for advice or like ranting to you and opening up to you and seeing you expressing their thoughts. Hindi ba, I mean, it's such a generous thing for you to do for people, maybe people that you're not very close to, but hindi ba siya taxing? Isn't it heavy for you?
You know, it's amazing because people ask me, how are you? Aren't you drained by all this? No. No. I feel good doing it. And my dilemma was, Lord, how do I scale myself? Because all of them want to see me. And I can't cater to all of them.
Yes, of course.
I met this group. I met this girl named Imari. Si Imari, from ano lang yan, my prayer kasi to the Lord is, Lord, can I engage 1 or 2 people? And if I'm able to save 1 or 2 kids a day, happy na ako eh. Dami na yan eh. Kasi ang dami nila eh, hindi ko kaya eh.
Yeah.
But Lord, please help me scale myself. How do I cater to thousands of them? And then this girl came. One morning, it was a message, no? She was referred by someone for me to speak in something that she organized. And then I said, okay. I said yes. And then I went to that event. It's an event called Better Days. It was in Schumart North. Akala ko I was gonna speak in front of 50 kids. That's big na for me. 30 kids. I'm speaking in one later. But different. Chiang Kai-shek naman to.
Yeah.
30 or 50 kids. The event was in Sky Dome in SM. I didn't know what Sky Dome was. When I looked inside the venue, there were 1,200 kids organized by Imari, the girl that I said yes to. And then she's part of the National Youth Commission pala. She was able to use all the resources for the National Youth Commission. She has a volunteer group, and she was able to tap into the foundation of Schumart called SM Cares. 1,200 kids. She had speakers. She had a workshop. She was catering to them already, and I became their face.
Yeah.
My gosh, Lord, wow! Without me having to organize anything, I became the speaker in front of 1,200 kids. And then Imari talked to me and told me, Kuya Kim, I'd like to speak with you. But I didn't want to talk to you before the event because you might think that I'm using Emman. Whoa, what's this?
Yeah.
So she talked to me after my talk. The talk was so emotional. I was in tears. The kids were touched. And then she said, you know, Kuya Kim, I've long been wanting to get you as my speaker since last year.
Yeah.
Since Emman died. But you never replied to any of my messages. And then I had a deadline. 2 weeks ago, I prayed to the Lord and I said, if Kuya Kim says yes, he'll be my speaker. Lord, thank you. But if he says no, if he doesn't reply to I'll get someone else.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up that morning, you had replied, I said yes already. But you know, Kuya Kim, that night when I prayed to the Lord, I slept, I dreamt of Emman.
Grabe.
And the dream was so vivid. And Emman said, don't worry, I'll tell my papa.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Grabe.
I did not dream of Emman, but that morning, I had that urge to say yes. And I said yes. And now, boom.
Yeah.
I'm now part of this group called Better Days with the National Youth Commission and SM. And I have another talk next week. Sabi ni Imari, this will be smaller, Kuya Kim. How small? Only 600 kids. They are able to organize all these kids, and I now have a template on how to scale myself with this girl that I met.
Amazing.
And how did I meet her? It's the Lord. Emman.
Grabe. And before we end, Kuya Kim, like what's what's your favorite memory of Emman? It's one memory that you would go back
Then
to.
let's move on to
Yeah. Her first GMA ball. She was so beautiful. She had a black dress. It was her first red carpet.
Yeah.
And I was her date.
Yeah.
I was her escort. I remember that time because she was glowing. And she told me, Papa, this is my first red carpet in my life.
Yeah.
She was just so beautiful and so, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And many others, no? I have many other memories of Emman. But that's one of them.
Yeah. At least, Kuya Kim, like, we can definitely say na you're able to touch so many lives also, both you and Emman with her legacy.
I pray so.
Yeah. But for now, Kuya Kim, before we end, like, let's finish the sentence para medyo we can
Medyo
end
light.
na medyo light
Masaya,
naman.
oh.
Yeah.
Pasensya na kayo ha. This interview did not mean to depress you
Yes,
or make you sad.
Yeah.
But it's my way of sharing lang what I went
Definitely.
through. That it may inspire you.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Kuya Kim,
It's to
it's,
help
Ayoko
someone,
lang bumigat.
correct.
Wag bibig.
yes, no, but
Pagangin yun,
it's
pagangin.
very refreshing nga actually.
Yeah.
It's just I think those for the viewers who don't usually hear it, I think it's a call to be more aware, a call
Yeah.
to
To
you know,
prioritize your mental health also, diba?
And that mental health is real.
Yeah.
yes, mental health is
Mental
real.
health is real. Hindi ito arte lang. At hindi ito ginagawa ng anak nyo for attention.
Hindi siya excuse, hindi siya
Hindi siya
arte lang,
excuse.
diba?
Pag may iniinda, it can be deadly.
Yeah.
And another thing that I'd like to impart on our viewers, no? It doesn't take much technical knowledge to be able to address someone with mental health problems. It's just a little kindness.
Yeah, definitely.
A little kindness can actually save lives.
goes a long way.
Yeah. Just
definitely.
listening without judging. Sometimes that's
So
all,
true, Kuya
all that
Kim.
it takes.
Yeah.
And words can heal, but words can kill also. Be careful what we say,
Definitely.
especially in social
Yeah.
media.
So ito, Kuya Kim, before we end, finish the sentence
Yeah,
na tayo,
yeah,
Kuya.
yeah.
Kuya Kim, did you know the animal I relate to the most? So finish the sentence. Yes, Kuya Kim,
Oh,
ikaw.
so that's the first
Yeah,
sentence.
first-
Did you know dot,
Did you
dot,
know dot blank?
Okay. Did you know, Tagalogin natin para mas maganda.
Sige.
Alam niyo ba na ang buhok mo ay gawa sa keratin? Ang keratin is isang uri ng protein, special protein. Kung anong gawa ang buhok mo, doon din gawa ang kuko mo. At dyan din gawa ang shark's fin soup. Kaya ang shark's fin soup ay kasing lasa lamang ng buhok mo.
Wow.
Huwag tayong papatay ng pating kasi wala naman lasa yan eh. Ang
Lasa
lasa niyan
lang
ay
ng
galing sa seasoning.
Yeah.
Lasang buhok lang yan.
Keratin?
Keratin. Keratin.
So hindi bones,
Hindi bones.
protein.
Yeah. It's a special protein. Bones is made of calcium. Iba yun.
Another bit.
Next.
The animal I relate to the most is dot, dot, dot.
Well, the animal I relate to is, most to, is the Philippine eagle.
Yeah, Philippines.
Yeah, the Philippine eagle. I answered that na kanina.
Yeah.
Mainly because, there's one characteristic of the Philippine eagle that I admire the most. They are monogamous. When they find a partner, they're mates with that partner for life.
Be like the Philippine eagle.
Be like the Philippine eagle. Do not be
Look
like
like the Philippine eagle.
Aquiline nose. Yeah. Do not be like the rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madami.
Madami.
Rabbit, madami. Hopping. Ay, the
Mabilis.
most underrated place in the Philippines is for you, Kuya Kim.
Malate.
Malate. Okay.
I was born in Malate. I grew up in Malate. I still live in Malate. Malate is so full of character.
Yeah.
And there's so many little places in Malate that are still quaint and still good
Yeah.
as it was in the 70s.
Side note lang, Kuya Kim, I actually spent like lots of time in Malate. So
Why?
I dated someone from Manila, from that part of the area.
Sino?
But Kuya Kim, so I like
After na lang.
I like Cafe Adriatico and stuff
Ay,
like
nako.
that.
Uy, Cafe Adriatico.
So I
When it
spent
opened in
lots of
1981, I was there na. I would take my dates in Cafe Adriatico because it was not expensive. And it was very romantic. Very dim, old wood.
Yeah.
The old paintings of
Tsaka masarap
Larry
food.
Cruz there.
Masarap
Masarap ang food. And then chocolate
Yeah.
Chocolate yung malapot na chocolate and you dip your ensaymada or your churros
Yeah.
in chocolate They're famous for that And across lang Cafe Adriatico, there's Bistro Remedios. The best Filipino food with the three singers.
Yeah.
Yung singers na yan, since the 70s, kumakanta na yan dyan. Hanggang ngayon sila pa rin.
Grabe.
Lolo't lola na.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yung girl na yon is connected to Siargao and yung Maleta, no?
What's
Watch
the
the other episode.
I
with
didn't
the
know Kuya
brothers.
Kim was...
what's the name of the
Later
girl?
na!
What's the family name?
Okay, cut na lang.
Later na lang.
Hindi na.
Cut.
No, I was so open in your podcast. You have to be open to me
just
also.
say it na.
It's I know.
Yun. Matay.
Kilala ko.
Okay. Okay, ikaw na.
Oh, Kuya Kim. Next question. One thing every Filipino should stop chasing is...
Should keep chasing.
Should keep chasing.
Clout
Dot,
chasers
dot,
nga
dot.
ni.
It's purpose. Purpose.
Yeah.
Why are we here for? Regardless of being Filipino, why are you here? What's your purpose in life?
Yeah,
It's really purpose. With purpose, everything else will fall in place.
definitely.
Being a born-again Christian, my purpose is to glorify God in everything that I do. Even my drinking coffee, even my talking to you,
Everything.
is to glorify God. And because that's my purpose, then everything else falls.
And last, Kuya Kim, ang buhay ay
Weather lang.
weather lang.
weather
Hey,
De-
okay.
Well, yun yung luma.
Yeah.
That was Channel 2.
Okay.
I love Channel 2.
Yeah.
I became Kuya Kim because of Channel 2. But they own that eh.
Yeah.
That's the title of my segment in TV Patrol. Now it's Kuya Kim. Ano na? Kuya Kim,
Kuya
ano
Kim,
na?
ano na?
Oh, Kuya Kim, ano na? Ano ba dapat? Ano dapat? Malalim yan eh. Kung weather lang is deep because meaning life changes. You cannot, there's always a curveball to life because it's weather. Kuya Kim, ano na is the same thing. You think that you have it set, a time will come and you'll say, ano na? Because again, it's full of curveballs.
Yeah.
But when you hit that point of ano na, there's always one ano that will help. And that's your purpose and your connection to God.
Definitely. Wow. Well, Kuya Kim, thank you so much for joining us today with the lessons, experiences, and the knowledge. Isa na ako sa mga natulungan mo actually, Kuya Kim. So again, this episode and you as our guest hits very close to my heart. So again, thank you so much, Kuya Kim. And if you want to promote any of your other social media channels or your podcast as well, yeah.
I'm on Free TV. I'm on GMA7. Meron akong show every Saturday. That's at 10:45 every Saturday. Dami mong alam, Kuya Kim. And then I'm on TikTok Lock every day. That's 11 to 12. TikTok Lock. I'm with the Faith Da Silva, with Jason Gainsa, I'm with Herdine Budol. And then every night, sa 24 oras, yung segment ko, Kuya Kim, ano na?
Wow.
And of course, I have my podcast as well. Go to Spotify. Ano ba talaga with Kuya Kim? I upload new episodes every Wednesday. At dapat gumest kayo doon.
Of course,
Okay,
Kuya Kim.
okay, would
It
be
would be an
more than
honor, no? Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you so
for
much,
joining
Kuya
us,
Kim.
Kuya Kim.
And like, comment, subscribe, Clout Chasers.
Thank you,
you,
Kuya Kim.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.